Good afternoon, my name is Greg Hepworth and I'm the Head of Product Development at Aspen. Today I'm going to talk to you about product information management and how you can maximise the value of your product data using a PIM system such as our own SkooCloud. Just a quick note about us, we are a leading supplier of technology to the sales and distribution market, primarily enabling sales teams, agents and retailers to increase the volume and value of their orders. Our suite of products cover the entire sales order lifecycle, from the organisation, marketing and promotion of products, to the acquisition of an order, whether that's on mobile or web, and then providing reporting and analytics on those transactions to aid in future decision making. We work alongside your existing technology, taking data feeds from your current systems to power ours and synchronising the results back. With over 35 years' experience in this industry, we know a lot about how to effectively promote and process orders. And today I'm going to talk to you about the start of the life cycle, how to manage the large volume of product information you have. Let's start by clarifying what product information management and the related term digital asset management really mean. Product information management, or PIM, is the process of managing all the data and information related to a given set of products. In simple terms, this means centralizing all those pieces of information and attributes about an individual product, such as weight, dimensions, color, so on, from multiple sources for review and use. It would also provide tools and services to manage and process that product information in a variety of ways. Information is imported into a PIM directly from the ERP or from other sources such as CSV or an API. Then it would be exported in standardized ways to other channels such as e-commerce sites, point of sale, print, and so on. A PIM system is ideal for businesses that deal with a wide array of products or where each product has a complex data set, with information about that product coming from different places or being enhanced directly. It's also ideal in our increasingly omnichannel sales environments where the same data needs to be distributed to multiple systems. Rather than repeating ourselves, we can import it once and export it many times. A closely related tool is digital asset management, which is the centralization of any digital assets related to your products. The best example of this would be product images, storing all the images associated with a product in one place for use elsewhere. But equally, a DAM can be used to store PDFs, videos, or any other asset related to support the sales lifecycle or any other business purpose. So why would a PIM be needed? Let's get a bit deeper on the problems that a PIM system can solve. As you've probably worked out, the main problem here is the fragmentation of data and bringing that all together into one place. Maybe this sounds familiar to you. You have part of your information held in your ERP, but not all of it. There is some additional data that can't live there. Maybe your suppliers provide this as additional data files and now they live in your brand manager's inbox. But not all suppliers supply the same information, so to fill in the gaps you also get your product marketing team to add a bit in, and now part of that data is on their desktop somewhere. In the meantime, the marketing team have created some gorgeous high-resolution images, and they've been stored in Dropbox or OneDrive. Quite quickly, the important data about a single product is spread over and copied across multiple locations. So when you come to use it, how do you know you're looking at the latest? Where is the master copy and who owns it? And when it changes, you have to make sure that all the locations are being updated. Let's say you wanted to create a catalogue for a new line of products. To complete this, the designer will have to work with all those departments to make sure they have the correct data, and maybe some of it is missing, so it needs to be created before they can continue. Then when it's complete, the risk here is that the information used is not the most up-to-date, and so you are giving your customers inaccurate information. Similarly, if the product information is being used to power another system, such as to update the product information on Amazon or eBay, you want confidence that that data is correct. Now, this was one thing when everyone was in the office together and you could walk over to someone's desk or shout across the room, but in the current climate with more people working remotely, it's even more important to manage this properly and get it right. So the value in the use of a PIM is the cost savings from not having to manually manage all of that product data. Also, it reduces the time and effort of using that data, as well as mitigating the risk and impact from distributing incorrect or out-of-date information. Put simply, the use of a PIM with automation results in more time to work on other projects. We talk to many businesses who have individuals or teams dedicated to keeping product data up to date, tasks that a PIM, such as our own SkooCloud, would handle with ease. We can automate the collection of data from multiple systems, as well as the distribution of that data from place A to place B repeatedly when it changes. And how do we know this? Because we repeatedly see that the PIM we offer, SkooCloud, provides these cost savings to our customers. So much so that we actually use it ourselves to power our own web and app platforms. Here we can see how SkooCloud fits at the centre of your product information. We have the sources of information on the left being fed into SkooCloud either automatically or manually, and then the use of and export of that data on the right. Across the top we have the different users of the system, all knowing that they have access to the most up-to-date information at any time. Let's now step out the theory and have a look at SkooCloud in action. I'll give you an overview of the user interface, then run through some common use cases. We'll look at asset sharing, how you can share your assets with customers and partners. We'll look at how SkooCloud takes multiple data sources and combines them into one product entity. We'll then look at exports, firstly with a data export that could be used on an external system, and then a PDF export, how to create a beautiful catalogue or line sheet using the data from the PIM and the DAM. Here we can see the main SkooCloud interface, and in general it's split into two parts, the PIM and the DAM. First off we have the DAM, and this is where all the assets for your products or business are held, and you can see they're listed here in this grid format so you can see exactly what each one is. As mentioned, they can be uploaded automatically or manually, and you can retain a folder structure as needed, as you see here. We also have a comprehensive tagging system so that individual assets can be associated with any number of tags to help you organise them. Across the top here we have the search bar, and of course you can select any asset and enlarge it to see it in more detail. Next we have the PIM. This is your list of products organised by a SKU or product code. A product code is a unique entity, there can't be more than one of them. Again, you have tags that you can manage and apply to any of the products, as well as categories that fit your business and sales models. Within an individual product, you can see the list of attributes. These are the pieces of data sourced from multiple locations and tied to this product. And in the tabs here, you can see images or any other files which are associated from this product linked from the DAM. In both PIM and DAM focus modes, you can see an action bar across the top that lets you perform actions, for example to administer the attributes or categories, or create the exports. And finally, briefly, here are the settings. In the settings you can manage which users you want to have access to Skoo and provide access control, limiting their access by tag, folder and category. You can also apply your own branding to SkooCloud with your own custom colour scheme as well as your own logo. Okay, so let's take a brief look at some of the common use cases of SkooCloud. Firstly, the most common use case is to want to distribute your product assets. Maybe you want to send the images to an external designer to build some advertising. Or maybe you want to send them direct to a customer so they can build their own promotion or add the images to their websites. Now remember that we have folders and tags that allow you to organise your assets around these kind of campaigns. So here I can select all the images that have been tagged with my campaign to filter the list down. Then sharing is easy as selecting them all and selecting share via email from the menu and entering the recipient's email address. I can even add a simple message to let them know what I'm sending to them, and when I hit submit in the background, SkooCloud will package up those assets into an email-friendly attachment and forward on to the recipient. And that email is branded, taking your logos and colours. So let's see how we can add additional data from multiple sources using SkooCloud. Imagine I've been sent a CSV file that updates or adds an attribute to an existing product. For example, here my supplier has given me the artist for a series of greeting cards I stock. First, I need to add that attribute to Skoo via the admin interface, making sure I create it in the correct way. Here I can select my default attributes, which are coming from my ERP, or my custom ones. This would be considered a custom attribute. I hit add in the top right hand corner and make sure I select the correct data for this attribute. Now this is saved, I can go back to my set of products and see that that attribute is now available on those products, but currently it's empty. I can now import the file from my supplier using the import a CSV file function. I upload the file and choose the correct column mappings. This first element is the SKU and the second element is the artist. Hit submit and you can see the products have been successfully imported. Now if I go back to my products and look at my attributes, you can see that now the artist has been populated for this card. So you can see how easy it is to add new attributes to your existing products using SkooCloud. And of course this can all be automated using import templates and scheduled tasks. Once you've got all your data into SkooCloud, no doubt you'll want to use it for other systems. Generally here there are two use cases: data exports for use in something like Excel or to send to another system, or visual exports like a PDF for sending to customers. SkooCloud offers complete flexibility in how these exports are set up so we can support most third-party systems. Let's take a look at a data export. So while I'm in the PIM, I choose Export, Manage Export Templates. Here we can see the list of all the templates that are currently configured. Let's create a new one by clicking Add. I want a data template, and let's say that this is an export to a new auction site I want to support. Once I've created my export template, I can configure it. First off, I need to choose which of my products I want to include in this export. I can either select all of them, or I can select different categories or different tags, or a combination of both. I'm going to select all. I then select which attributes I want to include in this export. I can include images and any of the previously configured or synchronized attributes from my ERP. Or if needed, I can reorder them into the format that the third-party system expects. Once my export template is set up, I'm ready to go. I can go back to my product list and select Export, Export CSV. I select my template from the list of those available and then click Export CSV where it's downloaded to my computer. I can then send that to the third-party system or open in Excel. Here you can see that the data is exactly what I was expecting. PDF exports follow a similar model to a data export, except the attributes chosen are inserted into a PDF template in the appropriate positions. If I go back to Manage Export Templates and add a new template, but this time I'll choose PDF. If I go to configure this, again I can choose which products I want to include into my PDF. Then I can choose which attributes I want to be included in the PDF depending on the layout. For PDF layouts, we support custom templates which can be designed in partnership with yourselves, or we offer some standard templates such as a list layout, a single product layout, 4-product layout, and so on. Once I've configured my PDF template, I can go to Export, Export PDF, and then select that template from my list of available templates. SkooCloud will generate the PDF in the background, and you can either have it emailed to yourself, saved directly to the DAM, or both. Once I hit export, you'll get the PDF within a couple of minutes. And when received, it will be branded with your colours and logos. The recipient can then download the PDF directly, and it looks something like this. You can see all the information has been pulled out of the PIM, including barcode data and imagery, and put into the PDF template. There is a lot more to SkooCloud and product information management than we have time to cover today, but I hope this has given you a good idea of the benefits such a system can provide. We've seen how we can centralize the product information and assets for a set of products that have come from multiple different sources, keep them up to date, and then export them as data or PDFs to other systems or partners.